Hello student, today I am going to take class on the topic known as morphology of flowering plants. Now what is the difference between flowering plants and non-flowering plants? First we should know this. Flowering plants and non-flowering plants, as the name suggests, that flowering plant is the plant which have bear flower, but non-flowering plants are the plants which does not bear flower and they reproduce or they grow through the medium of spores, birds. So and they never have the flower. So this is the main basic difference between flowering plants and non-flowering plants. So here I am going to take a session or discuss about the morphology of flowering plants. Now what do you mean by the morphology of flowering plants? So morphology means it is a branch of science that deals with the study of form and structure. Study of form and structure means basically the physical appearance of any organism. So here I am going to discuss about the physical appearance or physical structure of flowering plants. As I have discussed in my previous video, that flowering plants or any plant has basically two main system. That is, one is root system and the other one is shoot system. So the root system, as you can see in the picture also, it is the part which is of present below the ground. As I have told in my previous videos also, there are two main parts, shoot system and root system. The shoot system which we can see and which we are able to identify, or which is the green or colorful part of the plant, and the root system is basically present below the ground, tightly packed with the soil, and it is a non-coloring part, or you can say colorless part, or you can say like it's brown in color. The so basically uh, about these structures only I'm going to discuss in this session or this video, where I'm going to take on morphology. Morphology means the structure which we are able to see. Like as I can see in the shoot system, there are flower present, fruit, stem, leaves, birds. And if you go on the root system, there are two types of main roots are there, that is primary and secondary roots. So we are going to discuss in detail about this these parts, root system and shoot system. Basically this video I have made on the syllabus of 11th class, as like this is the common thing or common chapter which we are studying from like class 3rd to 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. It is going in common, but here in step by step in each and every class it goes in detail, like it keeps on changing, on like things go on vast per syllabus. So here this session or this video I made on the thinking on keeping in mind of the 11th class chapter, that is morphology of flowering plants, and so I've discussed according to their syllabus only. So basically here I am going to cover few main topics, like it is divided into root system and shoot system, as I've already told. So in this root system and shoot system I'm going to take separately everything, but here in this video I'm going to take only root system. So root system, here we are going to study mainly on first the parts of the roots. There are many different parts of the roots that we have not discussed in like previous videos. We have just said that their roots are divided into primary roots and secondary roots and its branches, but if we here we are going to read in detail or like discuss in detail about the parts of the roots. Second, we are going to discuss about the types of the roots. Third, we are going to take functions of the root, what are the main functions of the root, and on that basis there are some modifications of the roots are there, but this last topic I am not going to discuss here in this video. I will take only three main topics, that is parts of the root, types of the roots, and the third one is your functions of the roots. Now The root is typically is a non-green underground part of the plant. Like what is root? It is the non-green. Here it is the colorless part of the plant, which is present basically on in underground part of the plant, means which is present below the ground, which we cannot see, and it develops from the elongation of the radicle of the embryo, like from where the embryo starts growing. This part elongates and go deep into the soil and develop there and elongates there. The root system, as I told in the first previous slide also, that we are having basically four main things about root system. That is, one is the part of the roots, second is the types of the roots, third is the functions of the root, and fourth is the modifications of the root. Now we are going to take first topic, that is our parts of the root. As you can see, I'll just describe the diagram here first. You can see here that there are five main parts of the roots. You can see here, this from here it is starting, like from the top, like you can see from the part which is starting from the ground, and it goes penetrates deep down inside the soil. So this is last region, which is the first part of the roots system, is that is root cap. That is the last region which is deeply packed inside the soil. This is the first part where which goes deep inside the soil. It is like cone type structure or like cap like structure. Then comes the second region, that is the meristematic growth region, that is the region where meristematic activity takes place. The third part you can see here in the picture, that is the region of elongation, like, or you can see the zone of elongation. So basically and then comes the fourth part, that is the root hair. You can see here it is a hair like projections which is coming out, or like the it is the main part where all the substance or the mineral or water get absorbed. Then comes the last part, that is the region of maturation, which part is mature and it does not get any modifications further. So one by one I'm going to discuss on these five main topics, like five main parts of the root system. So first is your root cap. So what happens in root cap? Root cap is is like a parenchymatous multicellular structure which protects the root apex. Means it is the main purpose of this root cap is to protect the root, because it is deeply penetrating in the soil, and this is the part through which the soil and the roots are intact in the in the soil. So the main function of this root cap is to give the cap like structure and protect the apex of the root, means the remaining part of the root, or like the base of the plant, or you can say base of the root. The main function of this root cap is to protect this portion, or you can say the last portion of the, or the apex portion of the root. So the cells of root cap here secrete a mucilage. This the cells present here in the root cap secretes mucilage, which helps the root to penetrate into the hard soil, which is helping actually to the roots to penetrate deep into the soil. Now coming down to second region, that is the region of meristematic activity, or you can say meristematic growth region. Why it is saying growth region? Because this, first of all, this region is the small region which is present just or situated just behind the root cap. It is just above the root cap, and it is very small region. This region here has the power of division. That is why it is called as growth region. Here actually the cells divide, and it keeps the new cells keeps on adding to the main root and to the root cap. The cell, the previous cell divides here, and the new cell keeps on adding to the root cap. So basically this is the growth region where the cell divides, and then new grow cells keep on growing, the other cells get removed. So this is the meristematic growth region. Here the growth of root cells takes place. Now the cells of this region has the power of division, as I said, and the cells towards the main root and root cap. The new cells which keeps on forming here is divided into the other parts of the roots and goes to the root cap also for their activity. The third region, which is coming just above the meristematic activity region or the meristematic growth region, is the region of elongation. It is just present behind the meristematic region or meristematic growing region, where these cells lose their power of dividing. Now here the no division takes place. They lose the power of division and just elongate. This the cells only elongates or like increase the size of the roots. So this is the region of elongation. That is why it is called as region of elongation. These cells absorb water and minerals from the soil. The main purpose of these cells is to absorb water and mineral from the soil. Here only when we pour the water, this is the part of the region where the water actually penetrates, and from here only it is getting absorbed, and this region is providing to other parts of the roots, means through the root hair, and then from there it is being taken by the stem and other parts of the plant. So the fourth part of the root system is your root hair. Now what is happening in root hair? Root hair is characterized by the elongation of epidermal cells forming unicellular root hair. So this zone is characterized by the this thing. It is elongated by the epidermal cell. You can see here the small hair. These hairs get elongate by the help of epidermal cells, and they form a unicellular root hair. The hair, it is like hair like projections, and they form hair unicellular hairs. That is why the name is called as root hair. This zone actually is 1 to 6 centimeter in length. The root hair zone is 1 to 6 centimeter in length. Root hair enhance the exposed surface area for absorption of water from the soil. The whatever water is coming, it is being absorbed from the soil, and then it is being passed to the other parts of the plant. So from here only the cells of xylem and phloem, the cells here differentiate from into xylem and phloem or many extra parts. The last part, which is your this zone of maturation, or you can say region of maturation. Major portion of the roots in this zone here lies of mature cells, where cell does not change in any other form further. So function of this region is to provide the mechanical support to the part to the aerial part of the plant, that is the above part which we are able to see, that is the shoot system. So the main purpose of this region is to provide the support to the remaining part of the plant. Now this is about the parts of the plant. Next we are going to move on the types of the root system. So basically on the structure basis of the structure, roots are being mainly divided into two root system. On the how it is getting originated, that is two main root system, that is taproot and adventitious root. So basically there are two root system, taproot and adventitious roots. Now this further adventitious root is further gets divided into one more type of root, that is fibrous root system. So fibrous roots are the type of adventitious roots only. Now what happens in this thing, taproot systems? In the majority of plant, there is one root that elongates from deep into the soil. There is one main root that penetrates deep into the soil. These are called as primary root. As you can see, as I've shown the first part of the picture of the plant, in that it is being divided into primary roots and secondary roots. So basically, where the plant main root system starts is a primary main root, and that root is called as tap root. That for one main root is called as tap root, and then further it gets divided into the many other roots, that is secondary root, tertiary root, on the basis of their like function and structure. So on that basis we have basically two root system, that is tap root system, and the other one is adventitious root system. This adventitious root system is further may also divided into, or it is the type of adventitious root only, that is fibrous roots. We will discuss in detail both the things. Now what is the difference between tap root system and adventitious root system? Tap root system or tap roots, it is a primary root, like from where the roots are starting, and its branch constitutes. So what happens in the taproot system? Basically there are two main types of plants, or two main types of plants. One is monocots and the second one is dicotyledons. So basically all the dicotyledons have taproot system, and mostly all the monocotyledonous plants are having adventitious root system. So what is the difference between monocot and dicot? Is the dicots are the like having the two embryos, and this thing monocots are having only one embryo. So this is the main difference, but I'm not going to go into detail of dicot and monocotyledonous plant. But as for to know this is root system, most of the all dicotyledonous plant have taproot system, and all the monocotyledonous plant have adventitious root system. They have either fibrous roots or they have adventitious roots. So the first one is your taproot system, as I said. So all the dicotyledonous plant have taproot system. Now what happens in this taproot system? It is starting from the main branch, and this main branch of the stem gets penetrate deep inside the soil. So basically this is like it is present deeply inside or get intact deeply with the soil. It is very hard to take it out. So on that basic taproot have two main types of and the structure is like it is having acropetal structure. Now what is acropetal structure? The structure which is having means the youngest at the apex, means at the low base it is very thin, and when it is very thick, or you can say uh, uh, it is the oldest or broad at the base. So this is the acropetal structure which is present in taproot system. And as I said, the taproot penetrates deep down inside the soil. So on that basis, taproot has system is of two types, that is deep feeder and surface feeder. Now what happens is surface feeder, it is the deep feeder, it is the long primary taproot, means the one main taproot which grows or vertically penetrates deep in the soil, like it is broader at the base and thin at the apex, and it vertically goes deep down inside the soil, as you can see how it is present in the carrot, the diagram which I have shown here. So this is